Welcome to part 3 of project 1A. So in this part, we're going to visually represent our data using charts. So what I want to show you first is just how to insert a regular bar chart. So select from A3 to D7. So whenever you're coming up with a bar chart, you do not want to have any totals in it. So make sure your totals are not selected. Go to the Insert ribbon. And 2013, Microsoft actually has this newfangled thing called recommended charts. So if you click on this, even if you're not in this class or you're in something else, you can select it and it will recommend charts to you. So scroll down to the 5th one, and this one should be called clustered column. So go ahead and click OK, and it's going to insert a chart title. So what I want you to do is drag this so that it's kind of centered underneath everything. So I'm going to actually move it just to the left in A9, and I'm going to extend it just to the edge of column F. So our financial information is all along the left axis, our y-axis, if you will. Our x-axis, or the bottom axis, has our months. And then each one of our items that we sell in our store is colored a different shade. So we can tell what has been selling and what has not. So we've obviously been selling a lot less elliptical machines than treadmills. So with the chart selected, over on the right side of it, you have different options to adjust your chart. So click on this one that says Chart Styles, and you can actually scroll through. I want you to pick a different chart style than the one that's there. So you can look at all the different options and just pick the one that looks best to you right now. Then go to the color, and you can go through the different ways to shade your graph. You can also even go down to the bottom and go to how to change these colors, and it will take you through a tutorial. So basically any color scheme except for the very first one. And then whenever you're done, you can click that button. Okay, so I want you to come into cell F3 and type trend. What we're going to do here is what is called arc lines. So select right in here from F4 to F7, and then go onto your insert ribbon, and over on towards the middle on the right, you'll see an area called spark lines. We want to show lines, so go ahead and click the lines button. Your data range is going to tell you where you're looking in your chart for the information. So we want to chart what's happening from April through June, not the total again. So this button right here is called your range finder. So go ahead and click it, and you're going to select from B4 to D7 and let go. Go back to your range finder and then click OK. So now you can kind of tell what happened. So elliptical machines started off a little higher than they ended, but the other things that we're selling seem to do a little better towards the middle of the summer. Okay, so reselect your spark lines, and you'll notice that before there wasn't anything up here, but now we have a spark line tools. So there's special chart tools that only show up when something is applied to Excel. So if I'm just in here doing data, we don't really have anything aside from these, but if you click on the chart, you get chart tools up here, and if you select spark lines, you get a spark line design. So go into Sparkline Design, and I want you to pick a different style than what is there. And then I also want you, in this show group right here, I want you to click markers so that it kind of shows you each month's result. Go ahead and save your work and go to File to display the Backstage view and go to Print. We're not actually going to print it, but I want you to see that in here we can get the print preview. So our print preview is showing our stuff. It's a little off center. So go ahead and click the back left button. And I want to go to Page Layout and come to Margins and Custom Margins. So in here, you can center this on page. I'm going to click horizontally. So you see that shifts everything, so everything's right in the middle. Before you click OK, go to the header and footer section right here. And we're going to click on custom footer. In the left section, I want you to put the title of your Excel document. And there's a really easy way to do that. You see this button right here? It says insert file name. Go ahead and click on that. It enters a code in, but then it will actually display the file name. See, just like that. So then go ahead and click OK. There are also different ways to print in Excel. So say you have the chart selected. So if you go to File and you go to Print, right here you have an option. So it says Print Active Sheets. You can also change it to say Print Selected Chart. So the only thing you would actually print is whatever you actually have selected in your Excel document. So go ahead and click back, and you can either hit Escape, deselect, or just click somewhere else. So a lot of times in Excel, the way I grade it is I make sure that your formulas are accurate and working. So sometimes it's easier for me to just see the formulas. So if you go to the Formulas tab, there's a button over in the Formula Auditing section called Show Formulas. So if you click Show Formulas, it'll take a minute. There it goes. So it'll actually show me all of the formulas on your worksheet. So now you'll notice that it stretched yours out quite a bit. And look, if you look at these dotted lines, that's the page delineator. So that's telling me how many pages. So this chart that doesn't necessarily contain all that much information, taking up 2 pages. So what we want to do is hit the Select All button and double click in between A and B to resize all of our columns. And now it's back to being 1 page, but it'll probably look a little tight. So the other thing that we can do is we can change the orientation. So if we went to File and we went to Print, we're looking at it, it looks a little tight. So I'm going to go to Page Layout and Orientation and change it to Landscape. And you'll see that that line adjusted back over between H and I. So go to File, Print, and it's still centered because we told it to. So that looks much better. So go back, click Save. You can upload this to Moodle and you can begin work on your individual Project 1B.